Folks, ladies and gentlemen, let me directly get on to the purpose for this evening's interaction with one of India's most celebrated seekers, as I would say. Not she doesn't like herself to be called as a master. So many times we've all been aware that if you ever give a thought, since the creation of the universe, the earth and all the planets and the sun, they have been moving around in their steady orbits. None of them have lost their orbits, never rolling off from their paths, never rolling off from their pre-designed structure of movement, even for a single movement. Similarly, we have got a tiny seed. When you try to put it up into the soil, within that it has the capacity to hold the roots of a gigantic tree. We ourselves, a union of two very small components, have the potential to really grow so huge that we can influence the entire world. At the same time, this a lot of people say that this is too philosophical. But then if we were to, if one were asked to specify the lowest common denominator of modern philosophy, from Descartes to Sartre, it would not take much time to decide on the reply. The common denominator is self-consciousness. Everything that is around us, everything that is moving around us is all because of the consciousness inside. Yes, we have got somebody like Elon Musk putting people from Earth all the way to different planets, to different galaxies. NASA has reached, our ISRO has reached beyond our galaxy. Our exploration of space, our exploration of time beyond our galaxies has been very profound. How profound has been the exploration of the space within us? If we really try to do that, if we try to seek what is within us, everything that's happening around us will have an answer. People say that there are problems. People feel that there are challenges. People feel that I'm not able to achieve what my potential is. Well, all that we need to do is dig deep within ourselves. Yes, you know this as well, but how to do that? How to actually find the right protocol of getting deep within ourselves? Because it seems too far-fetched, a dream for me to become somebody who is onto a philosophical path, who is onto a metaphysical journey of self-exploration. The word itself is very confusing. To answer our questions, to give our thoughts the right direction, we have got with us the very popular actress. We have loved her for the last 34 years on celluloid. She's been in the industry, the small, TV industry to the, movie industry for a long time, 32 to 34 years, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
That's her side that we all love. But what most don't know about her is a spiritual side, which she has actively been following as a seeker for almost 3 decades. And for the last 14 years or so, she has decided to come out in the open with her journey. She's sharing her journey with people, trying to become a medium to see to it that people learn through her journey as well. Her pursuit to seek out the higher truth about self through spirituality has also made her a very, very popular coach, a coach on chakra healing, coach on auto writing, coach on metaphysical, journeys. She's a mentor, she's a coach, she's an author. She's authored 2 very amazing books. You can, see them on Amazon, order the books and enjoy what she's written, because I think she started her writing journey almost 6 years back. She also runs her trust through which she supports children in the municipal, region, municipal schools for further education, and she also is supporting mothers, mothers who are nursing mothers for their health, for seeing to it that they bring up healthy kids. That's not all to her, but then if I keep reading a lot about her, speaking a lot about her, we might miss the bus and not be able to listen to what she has to share with us this evening. Ma'am, without much ado, I'd like to put to you a query, an inquiry that I have of you. If metaphysics is philosophical, if spirituality is experiential, what part of these two must I, a common man, look forward to and in terms of exploring in life? Because philosophical, I don't understand. Experiential, I don't know who to help me with. according to you, what should I do as a regular citizen, as somebody who is just a commoner? I don't have anyone to guide me up.
Okay. So first and foremost, thank you very much for this big, huge, long thing that you spoke about me. I don't know if I'm worth that much. And I first and foremost, I have to tell all the participants who are listening on Facebook and now also that whatever we are discussing today, whatever I'm going to say today is a contribution to all of you. And I pray that it's going to be a contribution to all of you. So beginning with what I have to say today is the word meta is very confusing. Lots of people don't know, though we use it very loosely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So meta is something that cannot be quantified. Meta is something which cannot be measured. That is meta. So metaphysics, meta whatever, meta health, meta medicine. अभी बहुत वो word use किया जाता है हर चीज के लिए meta. But meta means something which cannot be proved, something which cannot be quantified, something which you cannot see. Coming to that, we are constantly living in the meta. How? For example, your emotions. Can you quantify your emotion? When I tell you, when a mother says, I love my children, I'll say, I love my children to death. The other one will say, no, I'll do anything for my children. Can we quantify the expression of love for your children, for anything, for anybody? You can't. Can you quantify fears? No. You'll say, oh, I'm so feared. No, you can't. None of the emotions you can quantify. You can verify. Right? So whatever you can't is meta, and we're always living in the meta. We are constantly talking of feelings, of emotions, without knowing where they exist. They're not in this vehicle. This is just a vehicle. Sure. This is what we leave behind. Sure. Correct? So this is just used as like body है, heart है, blood है, ये इधर जाता है, वो उधर जाता है, वो अपना काम करता है. इसके अंदर feelings कहाँ है? माइंड जिसको हम इतना बड़ा बवंडर बना के रखा है माइंड का, वो आजकल किसी को मालूम नहीं है माइंड किधर है. इतने सालों से नो साइंटिस्ट हैव बीन एबल टू प्रूव वेयर द डैम माइंड इज. डू यू नो? वी डोंट नो वेयर द माइंड इज. सबकॉन्शियस माइंड, अनकॉन्शियस माइंड, ये माइंड वो है का माइंड पहले सोल. वी डोंट नो, बट all that has an effect on your physical body. Whatever goes on in your mind has an effect on your physical body. Stress. You can see stress, you can't. But stress leads you to high blood pressures and diabetes and falana, dimkana, whatnot. But you still don't know where you can you quantify stress? I'll say, oh, I'm so stressed out. Somebody else say, you don't know the stress levels I'm going through. Where are those levels? Sure. So this is all what is meta. Meta gets you closer to yourself. We have moved away from these things. We have moved away from the self. We are living in meta. We are living in emotions day in and day out. We are talking only of emotions, or this is what I felt, this is what I feel, all that, all the time. At least 80% of our talk or thinking, whatever is going on, 80% we are in meta, but we don't know what meta is.
True. True.
Correct? So we are going so much far away from ourselves. Now you have to come back to ourselves, which is the need of the hour today. Looking at the whole scenario, what's happening today. Now let's talk a little bit about this coronavirus before I come to my main topic. Coronavirus is meta. How? We can't see it.
Sure.
Nobody knows where it's coming from, where it's going, whom you are touching, and who's asymptomatic and falana, dimka. No one knows. Yet it is spreading. The whole world is locked down, but not a single scientist, such intelligence, can find out one vaccine for this virus. Isn't that ironical? Right? So what the planet is trying to teach us, what nature is trying to teach us, that you've gone so far away from her, you need to come back.
Sure.
Right? So how do we come back? Now, when I'm talking of the chakras, chakras are again are metaphysical because they're not there in your physical body. If you dissect me or anybody, they are not there in the body. But unka asar hamare sharir pe padta hai. Activation of the chakras, aligning of the chakras has a huge effect on your body. Chakra activation and chakra alignment is your first step towards spirituality. after that, any modality you learn, Reiki ho, pranic ho, koi bhi modality ho, you are one up compared to the others who have done Reiki or any other things.
Sure.
Yeah, because your chakras are aligned. Now, if you see, very, 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 very few teachers or facilitators in the chakra field you'll find. Very few. Because उसके ऊपर अपने ऊपर बहुत काम करना पड़ता है, which nobody wants to do. You really, yeah. So I've been doing chakra meditation for the past, ever since my spiritual journey has begun. Ever since my masters have taught me. And then my learning and the working upon them, each time used to get those insights and this, that I've really worked on myself.
True.
As far as the chakras are concerned, that's why today I can stand and talk and teach about the chakras, because otherwise you can't. And today's, it has become such a market ki idhar ye padho, udhar wo sikhana shuru karo. You start earning. Chakras, you can't earn like that. So nobody is interested in knowing or learning about the chakras, which is the base of your living. Kisi ko nahi karna hai ye.
True.
I find very few people even coming for the class. It's like, oh my God, how many people are going to come and attend the class? It's like a fight. I mean, any other thing, tarot karo, angel reading karo, money manifestation karo, hazaron log jate hain udhar. And I wonder how the hell these people get so many students, and how this basic knowledge jo sabki itni zarurat hai, usko, there is no value for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so anyway, the foreigners have understood this.
True.
They understand Indian philosophy and Indian stuff more than what we understand. हमारे लिए घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर जैसी बात है. जैसे योग का लोगों ने योगा बना के हम लोगों को अच्छी तरह से रिपैक करके बेच दिया, and we are lapping it up as yoga. It's not yoga, it's yog.
Absolutely.
यही चक्रा का होने वाला है, because they are going very far ahead with it. They are studying very in depth and deeply into it.
True.
हम लोग, we are not interested. Now coming back to the chakras, that they are these basic energy centers which are not there in the body, but they are in the body. They're then a subtle body, which is the meta body which I'm talking of, which you can't see and quantify, which you may call the aura, which you can call the panchakoshas, whatever you call it. But for understanding easier language, we can call it meta, because all these things you can't see. You can't see the aura, though lots of people have been able to see and sense the aura. That's a different thing, but by and large, it is very difficult to quantify aura. Okay, so these chakras are there in our various parts of our body. There are plenty of chakras in our body. The main 7 chakras are the most important ones. There are 7 main chakras which are there in the body. Now, why I like the chakra meditation, why have I taken so much interest in it and gone so much in-depth study, is because chakra is a universal concept. Any human being born on this planet is born with these 7 energy centers. There is no ism attached to it. It's not only for Hinduism and Buddhism or Jainism. No, it is universal. Whether you are aware of it or not aware of it, it still is there. Everybody is born with these. Now these foreigners, some of them call it tanks, some of them calling energy centers. Kundalini ko some of them say the snow mountain. अलग अलग नाम दे रहे हैं वो जो अट्रैक्टिव हो. हम लोग चक्रा बोलते तो बड़ा ये लगता है, not very, it sounds very insipid, as you don't feel like learning it, but when you have this nice names given to it, then you fall a trap into it. They're very good. Rapping में बहुत अच्छे हैं वो लोग. Marketing skills are brilliant as far as the foreigners are concerned, so we like it. Anyway, so these are the 7 main energy centers which are universal to every human being born on this planet. And that is the reason why I like it, because I don't like anything which is religion based or a one particular sect based or a cult based. I don't like it. It has to be universal, because spirituality is universal. Spirituality ko dharma nahi hai koi bhi. Every human is spiritual. So I like something which is applicable to every human being. So each chakra has its own virtue.
Right.
Right? So if you all know, I'm sure a lot of you must be knowing basics about the chakras. Like there are these Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Ajna, and the Sahasrara. These are the 7 main chakras which are there. Now, every chakra has a tendency to go fast and to go slow. They are never in the virtue. They are not in that frequency which they ought to be.
Right.
And that's where the problem is.
True.
So they have to be balanced and in that same frequency as they're supposed to be. Because that is the only way where the Kundalini can rise up. This Kundalini goes against the gravitational force. And they are situated in your spinal cord. At the base of the spinal cord is your Kundalini Shakti, and the chakras are in the spinal cord. So the only source for it to go up is through the chakras only. There is no other way the Kundalini can rise.
Right.
And because they are blocked, the Kundalini has no chance of going up. Okay?
Right.
So this is why we need to know about the chakras. Now, a lot of people are very, very excited about Kundalini rising and the third eye opening and all that stuff. Okay, these are great gimmicks for marketing. You cannot and just cannot just like this say, okay, I have risen your Kundalini. It does not happen. Don't fall for these sort of gimmicks. People, a lot of them say कि चलो मैं तुम्हारी तीसरी आंख खोल के दिखाता हूँ. Doesn't happen. अगर ये possible था तो आजकल सब हम लोग शिवा बन के नाचते थे. ये मुसीबत ही नहीं आती थी हमारे ऊपर. It is not possible unless you do the chakra meditation regularly. You do the chakra meditation regularly, your third eye by default will open, but it will go in a smooth way. It has to open because usko choice nahi hai. Now, if you ask me when will my third eye open, I can't say because I cannot see your chakras. I can sense it, but where your chakras are at the moment, whether they're completely off, to get them on track, then you will start. तो कभी-कभी कुछ लोगों को बहुत जल्द कुछ होने लगता है, दिखाई देता है, कुछ लोगों को बहुत टाइम लगता है. So it all depends on what state you are in now. But doing the chakra dhyana or correcting your chakras helps you physically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, spiritually, financially, in every which way it corrects you completely. Because every chakra again is attached to us endocrine gland. It's connected to the endocrine glands. And we all know how important endocrine glands are to our system. So with the help of chakra and so many years of chakra, whatever healing I do one-to-one basis also and teaching, I have cured diabetes, cholesterol problems, high blood pressures, infertility.
Wow.
Thyroid, and also cancer. The growth has restricted. You can't reverse it because you never know when it is going to come up, but it has restricted. Besides, emotionally, what happens if people are in their absolutely last stages, when they're about to pass over, and if I go there and even if they're in the hospital, I can distantly also correct the chakras. What happens also with such patients is they come to terms with leaving the body, and the leaving of the body happens very smoothly. There's no struggle.
Right.
So even at that stage, I mean, nobody can intervene between life and death. That is not even God's can. But the passing over has to be smooth. So they come to terms with. बहुत लोगों को ऐसे ये होता है ना, क्लेश होता है सोल को छोड़ते वक्त, body छोड़ते वक्त. So वो क्लेश नहीं होता. You pass over very smoothly. You come to terms with that. So all these things keep on happening with the chakra correction. So there is so much to it, and that's why I said it's a metaphysical thing. Now the second question is spirituality. Spirituality also is metaphysical because spirituality is experiential.
It is.
Everything has to be an experience. When I'm telling you about the chakras, when I'm telling you the third eye opens, it is your own experience. मुझे नहीं पता चलता आपको क्या होगा.
Right.
So how consciously high you are, spiritually high you are, only you know. Your awareness knows. Nobody else, because you can't quantify it.
Right.
Now today, if like as you said, I don't call myself a master because I don't think I'm a master. I cannot be a master. I'm not at that level with which I know.
Right.
Correct? But you can't quantify me. I can say, oh, I'm a master, and you call me a master. You will do that. But how do you quantify this person is a master?
True. True.
So everything is um, spirituality is metaphysical again. Everything you do about spirituality is metaphysical. Even a prayer, like you say the prayer, it's a physical action of saying the prayer and doing the Nam Japa. What changes is again you don't know. But अच्छा लगता है. Meditation करने के बाद अच्छा लगता है. So that just gets you closer to who you are. Now, who am I is always a question, right?
It is. It is.
And we know that we are not the body.
True.
So then who you are is that being with whom you have lost touch. Spirituality just gets you back to that being. This is what I am. When you say, I don't like myself, a lot of people don't like themselves. What they don't like is the physical appearance of themselves. Why am I short? Why am I tall? Why is my hair like this? Why is my this? And why are my pimples? And why are you so lucky? And why am I not so lucky? All that. वो सब materialistic world से connected सारी चीजें हैं. इसके लिए they don't like themselves.
Right. Right.
Your basic nature is to love. How can you not love yourself? It's not possible because you've never connected with yourself. सेल्फ से कनेक्ट करोगे तो पता चलेगा मैं क्या हूं ना. उससे तो हम इतना दूर गए हैं.
True.
So how can you like yourself? And if you don't like yourself, you can't like the other. No way.
True.
Now, coming to the chakras, why is it again important? Even the planet Earth has 7 chakras. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah. So some of the chakras which I remember is the Muladhara chakra, the root chakra, which is the Shasta mountain in California.
It is.
It's a big energy center. Now in Peru, Lima, the Titicaca lake is for Swadhisthana. All the chakras are again connected to the 5 elements. Okay, so the lake, which is water element, which is the Titicaca lake in Peru, Lima. Then the Manipura chakra, which is fire element, which is Uluru of Australia, which was on fire now recently. Yeah, that's the center of the Manipura, which is fire element. Then the heart, I am not very sure, but it is some part in Western Europe somewhere, but I'll find that out. Throat is Mount Sinai in Egypt.
From China.
In Egypt. So the third I also I can't get it immediately, but the Sahasrara is Tibet, apna Mount Kailash.
Ji.
Mount Kailash. So the earth, the planet has its own chakras, and what is happening with us is because our chakras are not aligned, so they are disconnected with the planet Earth. We are not in sync with the planet. So we can't manifest what we want. That's why we are completely off track. Planet is on one condition and we are on another, completely off track. So obviously these kind of things are going to happen.
True.
Human beings are completely gone off track. वो sync ही नहीं होते हैं. Besides, every chakra is a rainbow, the Vibgyor colors. You all have heard of that, right? The Vibgyor colors, the violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. That's a Vibgyor color, right? Now, how is a rainbow formed? Rainbow is formed when the sun and the earth come in a particular correct position is when you see the rainbow. Again, this is the same problem with us because our chakras are blocked. The colors of the chakras are not coming out in that proper 7 rainbow colors.
Right.
So many blocks that we have created and we blame somebody else for the things that are happening to us today. So today in this virus situation, which is again a metaphysical thing, the virus situation is demanding that you come back to me, to myself. Come back to your original, to your being, to your existence. And now when everybody is locked down, each one is coming back to the bare necessities, to the bare existence. That's what we require today. We have all realized, the whole of humanity has realized, we don't need big cars to drive. They're sitting in the garage if you have as many as you want. You can't do nothing about it. You don't need brands. All your brands, your bags and boots and shoes and whatever is sitting in the cupboard. We are using 3 sets of clothes. आज का को जो भी पहनोगे, कल का जो भी पहनोगे, and रात का change over. That's it for the past 2 months we've been doing.
True.
खाने पीने के लिए भी जो भी है बराबर मिल रहा है सबको.
True. Absolutely right.
So we have to come back to the bare necessities. अभी now if you take Vedas में है ये chakras and Veda Upanishads में about the chakras. If you noticed, if you've seen in Vedic times, back in the days, I'm talking of so many years ago, centuries ago, during Vedic times, the equation was 1:99, which means earlier on they used to worship rain gods and mountain gods and fire gods. They used to worship nature. That was God for them. Correct?
Right.
And 1% was the materialistic life. जो खाने पीने को जो चीजें चाहिए वो सब था. Right? So
Right.
1% materialistic, 99% worshipping, and all these things were going on. Today, it has reversed exactly the opposite. 99% we have become materialistic, and 1% we are connecting to ourselves, to the metaphysical side of ours.
True.
So what we are seeing today is all done by us, that we all know. Now we've accepted. But now how to get out of the situation? That's why they are now insisting so much that you pray. That you pray, of course, you follow your hygiene and washing hands and all that. What is that? Immunity levels आपके ठीक ठाक करो, ये करो, वो करो, उस हिसाब से खाना, योगा करो, प्राणायाम करो, फलाना ढिमकाना, वो जो भी करो. We are taking care of physical immunity. What about your emotional and mental immunity?
True.
Who's going to take care of that?
Absolutely.
That is why all the masters who've been talking, all the gurus who've been talking, they've been talking of connecting with yourself. Do some kind of a prayer, do something, do some meditation, see nice things, watch nice stuff on Netflix or whatever you're watching. Don't watch these harsh language and violent type of things, all that. So everyone is saying that prayer is the only thing that will get us out of this. Nobody knows where this corona is and how to tackle with it, because you can't see it. You don't know what hangama it's creating. So only the metaphysical can attack the metaphysical or take care of them. I won't use the word attack. Like they say, fight the corona, defeat the corona. You can't fight somebody you can't see.
True.
So let it be. The planet will heal itself by itself, but take care of your own immunity, not just physical immunity, but your emotional and mental immunity too.
Absolutely.
So that's where the chakras are all coming in. That's why I insist on doing the chakra dhyana, which I can tell you all to do. Now, I will not go so much in detail. I'm not going to take a class of chakras now because it is impossible. If we have to, if y'all are interested in doing the class, I can definitely do a class for you. Of course, it will be over 2 or 3 days. Of course, it will be paid. And then Himadri can select. You can always tell him. Then I can take a class. I have no problem. I love doing the class. So that you all understand what they are, why are they important. Like a lot of things we just do without understanding the reasoning behind it. Like a lot of Gayatri Mantra log karte hain, Mahamrityunjay jab log karte hain, उसका असर वैसे भी पड़ता है, बट जब आप उसका मीनिंग जानते हो तो एक इमोशन अटैच हो जाता है.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we need to attach the emotion. Now, till then, or if you don't even do the class, I can tell you certain things. On my YouTube channel, I have this chakras for beginners. There are 2 videos. One doesn't have a voice, but it is there still. And the other one has a voice. So there'll be 2. So check the one which has got a voice. Chakra meditation for beginners. You can follow that and start doing the chakra meditation. No matter what, it will definitely help you.
Okay.
It will definitely help you. At least you can start doing that as a tip. I can tell you to start doing that. Do subscribe for the channel also. So because I've got almost about 500 videos on that YouTube channel, all relating to spirituality and how you can sort of your daily life कैसे lead करना है, कुछ problems आती हैं, forgiveness कैसे करना है, how to feel love, and so many things are there on that YouTube video. If you can check that out. But just now, when we are on the chakra topic, I can tell you, please do the chakra dhyana following that video. पहले सुन लो पहले video को, and then you can follow it with me. So
So that video possibly would be explaining all the 7 mantras as well from
the Bija mantras. They're called Bija mantras.
Bij mantras. Great. So Smita ji, I was a small point. Now you mentioned that there is a process we need to undergo. A process like a seed when it is sown. It's pretty hard, the outer shell. But for it to germinate into a shoot and become a plant and then become a massive tree, it has to undergo a transformation.
Yes.
Transformation is not very easy. If it were to bypass any stage, well, it's going to be either stunted or it will die pretty soon. It'll come up to the height that it has been designed to.
Yeah.
Similarly, we also need to undergo that process where we can attain our own heights that our maker wanted us to. Great. Now that is one thing. दूसरी एक बात मेरे मन में बहुत समय से है कि एक जमाना था जहां पे आदि मानव या आदि योगी भगवान शिव, he used to walk amongst men.
Yes.
Had Shri Ram and Shri Krishna, they used to walk amongst men. Jesus used to walk amongst men and they used to guide people to move up the right side. Over the years, why has it happened that, again, it's not that the same people are not amongst us or not around us, but so many layers have now started coming between us and them that these blurred visions that we keep getting, they mislead us, misguide us, and we go off on the wrong track. How exactly do we need to, or what exactly do we need to do so that this blurry image gets a little more clear? Because अगर उस समय शिव थे, उस समय कृष्ण थे और वो ह्यूमन फॉर्म में थे, इंसान रूप में थे, तो अब भी तो होंगे मार्गदर्शन करने के लिए. They would be very much be around us somewhere here. How do I really figure out that they are somewhere close to me? Where do I need to go and seek them? How them?
Yeah, so the problem is there are a lot of masters who are really genuine masters, but there why this has all happened, because over the years there have been बहुत सारे bogus भी guru हुए हैं, which we know, and that's why people have moved away and they don't have that faith and trust in the masters, which I can quite understand where they're coming from, because फिर वो डर लगता है, बाद में you realize that your master has got feet of clay. वो नहीं होना चाहिए. तो मैं हमेशा जब क्लास लेती हूँ तो सबको यही बोलती हूँ, अगर मेरे ऊपर विश्वास है तो you can come to me, to my master. My master is Maitreya Dadashri ji. We have a small ashram in Karjat, very humble ashram in Karjat. At the moment, there are a lot of programs which are going on online. So, जैसे I feel in life you do need a living master who will guide you. There are non-living masters also, जिनके हैं, जैसे मेरे साईं बाबा है, but living master is a must. I'll tell you the reason why I feel so. I feel so is, मुझे लगता है कि लाइफ में हर चीज के लिए हम किसी ना किसी का ओपिनियन लेते हैं. जैसे हम कुकिंग जब करते हैं लेडीज, तो फिर भी बोलते हैं कि जरा चख के देखो नमक ठीक है क्या, जरा चख के देखो तीखा ठीक है क्या. When you dress up, you say ठीक है ना, ये ड्रेस मैं शादी में जा रही हूँ, ये साड़ी ठीक लगेगी ना. हर छोटी चीज में हम किसी और का ओपिनियन लेते हैं, नहीं लेते?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
So when it comes to a life of which you don't know, head not tail, nothing you know about yourself, उसके लिए आपको नहीं लगता है कि मुझे किसी गाइडेंस की जरूरत है?
सही है.
तो I can understand you don't know whom to make your guru. That I can understand that. But as I said, if you trust me, I can take you there. I can take you there. Then you can decide कि ये मेरे logistics को, मेरी sensitivity, मेरे logic को ये बैठता है, इनका जो है whatever USP of this particular master. If it suits you, fine, stay. You're most welcome. If not, you're free to leave. But you have to go to X, Y, Z, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gurus till you know that this is my place. This is where I want to be. And for the transformation, like the master can look at you and he can transform you. Change does not entail time. Transformation का अभी ये topic निकला है, तो I'll tell you what our masters have told us about transformation. My Dadashri ji, Maitreya Dadashri ji. This word is again used very often nowadays, but people really don't understand exactly what is transformation. Right? So I'll tell you in a form of a story. you been all know what is an ant ना, ant चींटी. तो चींटी जब जमीन में होती है तो उसको कितनी जमीन दिखाई देती है? Just उतना ही दायरा है. बट यू गो टू अ बर्ड, उसको कितनी जमीन दिखती है? You go to an eagle or a kite, how much of the zameen they can see? The whole picture.
Right.
Correct? So transformation is that you change your perspective towards life from an ant's perspective to a kite's perspective.
Amazing. Amazing.
Like number 6 अगर मैं यहाँ से ड्रॉ करूँ तो मुझे 6 दिखाई देगा. आप लोग उस तरफ है तो आपको सबको 9 दिखाई देगा.
सही है.
तो मैं बोलूंगी what nonsense, there may be 20 people that side but I am alone but I can see the number 6. How can they say that? They'll say, "Arey, we are so much in majority, we are saying number 9, she's lying." Who is right? Who's wrong? Nobody. So हमको आदत पड़ गई है कि इतने ही लेवल तक जिंदगी देखना. हमको आदत ही नहीं है कि focus out and see the life. Maybe or what are you saying is right. Let me understand. At least if you're saying it's 9, so let me see. मैं जरा उधर आके देखती हूँ.
Right.
This is where spirituality comes in. आपका दायरा, आपका नजरिया ही बदल जाता है towards life, and this is the transformation.
Absolutely.
So we are constantly in judgment. We are always judging. Ki, why did you do this, Himadri? I don't like this. I didn't like that. अरे but think of it from his point of view कि कहीं पे technical problem आया होगा, कहीं पे कुछ हुआ होगा, कहीं पे we have completely no idea about what spirituality is. It's such a misused word. It is उसको लोगों को कभी-कभी गाली के जैसा लगता है when you say I'm spiritual. अरे बाबा ऐसे मामा माफ करो, you keep your spirituality to yourself. मुझे इसमें मत घसीटो. ऐसे लोगों की एटीट्यूड हो गई है because actually Dadashi ji says spirituality is simpler than the word simple. These are his words. क्योंकि वो इतना सिंपल है इसके लिए हम उससे डरते हैं. ऐसा मुझे लगता है कि इतनी सिंपलिसिटी लोगों के माइंड को नहीं जचती ना. कुछ कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बनाओ, कुछ संस्कृत के श्लोक डालो उसमें, कुछ और करो तो लगता है हाँ कुछ मिला.
सही है.
This is what to do with people like that. What to do? So again, coming back to this, that if you are looking, anybody is looking out for a master, you can always come to my master. Again, one more proposition I can give you, which will be absolutely free. हिमाद्री, अगर आप कोई भी चाहें तो ये कर सकते हैं. Through our Maitri Bodh Parivar, through the spiritual organization that I belong to, we do these things online nowadays. They've started. They're doing this Bodh level 1. There are levels of Bodh, which is saying transformation. एक process से जाना चाहिए तो एक ये process है जो free होगा. Bodh level 1, which is just about 3 or 4 hours का process है. वो free process है that is done free nowadays because of these times and circumstances. तो अगर वो करना चाहते हैं तो that also I will do for you. That also I will. I mean, I will not be myself there, but I can arrange it for you, for all the people who are watching. I can arrange it. Himadri can always
Sure.
Tell me if you are interested, and we can organize that Bodh, which will be a free thing, which is a process. And the main thing I could tell you about Bodh is the USP of Bodh is the Shakti Prava, which is given after the end of the process. The Shakti Prava is just transfer of energy in the literal transformation. But what this does is actually changes the wiring of your brain, which is proved medically by doctors. Hinduja Hospital के doctors हैं, उन्होंने वो X-ray लेके whatever it's called, PET scan or whatever, I don't know medical terms, but through that they have seen how the neural tracks have changed with the Shakti Prava.
Right.
That is the whole process, which is there on our website. अगर आप चाहें तो मैत्री बोध परिवार maitribodh.org website पे जाएंगे तो वो पूरा सब है उधर क्या क्या होता है. Because basically Maitreya Dadashi ji, my master, he is a medical doctor.
Okay.
He doesn't practice nowadays, but doctors का mind कैसे होता है, हर चीज का proof चाहिए होता है ना. लोग पूछते रहते नहीं इसका proof दे दो, इसका proof दे दो. So there are a lot of Hinduja doctors who are attached to our Maitri Bodh परिवार. तो उनको सब मिला के एक्चुअली देखा है कि क्या चेंजेस होते हैं ब्रेन में. सो इट हैज बीन प्रूव्ड what difference it makes to your life. But anyway, it is again experiential. I have no proof of it. I can't quantify it, nothing. Again, it's a metaphysical thing, what as I say. So it's an experiential thing. If you would like to take an experience of it, you're most welcome. And again, it's free. At the moment, though, both one is free. So पहले ये शुरू करो, फिर हम class चक्रा class का फिर बाद में सोचेंगे.
Right, it's really very interesting to understand this because, like you said, there have been many researches that have been done where the neural connections, you know, the brain has been hardwired to think in a specific way.
Correct.
Kind of inputs that you have just mentioned, once people take that, those hardwirings have been destroyed and some new connections between these two neurons, they have started coming up. So yes, and I've been reading a lot of these researches. Smita ji, there is one bit that keeps coming to my mind, and this is about what you just mentioned, that a deep dive into the metaphysical self would also take away a bit of the suffering. Now, for pain, I can pop a pill and take care of the pain. So something which is more on my mental and the metaphysical plane. So for that kind of a suffering, if somebody is getting into that or somebody is passing through that journey, would a knowledge of the metaphysical self help him or her?
100%. Like I have also treated people who are suicidal, who are in depression.
Okay.
So that is mainly the foot chakra and the Muladhara chakra, which has to be taken care of.
जी.
So that is again mind ना, mind दिखता नहीं है, तो आपका mind किस कदर distort हो गया है, क्या आपका mind सोचता है, schizophrenics and all, what they are thinking of bipolars, nobody knows. The doctors also can't figure it out because it's on a metaphysical plane. You can't. It is not possible to do that. So basically, what are they given? They're given those pills to just calm them down or to make them sleep. So the only way to correct any of these mental issues is the metaphysical way of correcting it.
True.
Because something, as I said, you can't see, you can't quantify, you don't know how to treat it. Then that's exactly what's happened to people who have got these psychologists and psychiatrists and all of that. They'll talk you out. But that doesn't do anything.
True.
It's not a medication.
True.
So this is a Muladhara chakra problem. Absolutely a Muladhara chakra problem.
So like you said, you know, possibly the lower three chakras are basically for the body, the physical bit, you know, that's happening in the body. Yeah. Great. Another part of the discovery of the metaphysical self. Now, I keep hearing people that I love my job, I love my vehicle, I love my dog, I love my wife, or, you know, things like that. I love eating this, or I love Subway sandwiches and various things. People have love for everything. Does the metaphysical self-discovery take people close to that kind of thing? Talking something different than which is the divine love?
No. Metaphysical takes you to the divine love. But it is no harm, or it's not wrong to love all these things in life. True. There is nothing wrong in liking Chinese food or Italian food or loving your wife or car. Absolutely nothing wrong in that at all. But that manifests because this is the body which is there in the material world. The things of the body have to also be tended to. Everybody likes to dress up well. Everyone wants to look good. It is your right to do that. That is not harming your inner soul at all, liking this or loving that, not at all. What harms your inner soul is your suffering which you're going through, or the nature that you have. You know, you could be a very malicious person, a judgmental person, you know, jealous kind of, you know, these kind of things which are a little problematic, which you have to deal with. And all of us have that to a certain extent.
Okay, ma'am, there's a question that somebody's already asked on the chakras, and Sunny Mishra, he says that, you know, when he meditates on his chakras, he felt heavy vibration in the body. How does one control the vibration? So I have been through several spiritual processes, and I have distanced myself from a huge number as well, because I find that a lot of these things that people do are possibly to make somebody else believe that this is the system.
Correct.
Now,
proof. मतलब power game होता है ये. मेरे को ये होता है, मेरे को वो होता है, मेरा फलाना. It's not a power game. first thing and first and foremost, you have to realize when you're connecting with the metaphysical, it's not a power game. मुझे ये होता है, मुझे वो होता है. I will not, because they can't quantify it, neither can I quantify. But I feel in your actions, see, when these things happen to you, when chakras and all get corrected, things happen, your actions tell, your behavior tells, your face tells, everything about you tells that this person has worked on himself or not worked on himself. You can very sensitive, everybody is very sensitive to vibrations. You can't fool anybody. Like if you've done the chakra dhyana, like nobody can come and fool me. I may not say, you're talking rubbish. I will not say that because that's not me. But in my heart, I know where you stand.
True, true.
So बोलने के लिए कुछ भी बोलेंगे, मैं भी बोलूंगी मुझे शिवा नजर आए, डमरू लेके नाच रहे थे मेरे सामने, बोलने में क्या है? अच्छा
लगता है ना?
तो लोग बोलेंगे, all of you are listening to me will say, wow, this one is something else, she's found God, and God knows what all you will think about, but that's not true.
You know, by saying that, people have that, you know, sense of belonging. So I belong. When I say this, I belong to a specific tribe. I'm a part of this particular cult.
Yeah, you need validation. Human mind needs validation for every little thing, every time.
Absolutely, and that is what you know. Almost 125, 130 years back, even somebody as giant as Swami Vivekananda, he wanted a lot of validation. You know, Ramakrishna Paramahansa को कहा जाता था कि वो पैसा नहीं छुएंगे. So he wanted to try testing, you know, Paramahansa, and वो जब लेटे थे तो पलंग के नीचे सिक्का रख दिया था, and he jumped up, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, and that is where he got his validation that, you know, what Thakur is saying is absolutely right. Smita ji, now does chakra dhyan, or maybe the science or the art of balancing chakra, is it something similar or is it something close to progressive relaxation that we see a lot in the West?
See, if your chakras are balanced, you will automatically be relaxed. These are byproducts. Progressive relaxation का एक meditation है.
Right.
वो तो आप YouTube on करके उसको कर सकते हो जब चाहे. But that doesn't mean your chakras are balanced.
Right.
That's like a yoga nidra meditation, or you know, all these kind of calming the mind meditation. बहुत सारा है. Net पे बहुत सारा बकवास भी है. But that doesn't mean your chakras are balanced with that. But if they are balanced, you'll automatically have this kind of peaceful sleep.
So now, is it, of course, it's the answer almost everyone knows, and you've already given this, that there is nothing wrong in being materialistic. There is nothing wrong in desiring things in the material plane. At the same time, you know, if you have a wing out here and there is another wing called getting into your spiritual and the plane that is within you, the metaphysical plane. Jim Carrey, in one of your videos also I've heard, I heard this video from Jim Carrey in an interview. Jim Carrey said that, I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so they can see that it's not the answer to being happy.
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely right.
So
absolutely.
Now, if you were to tell people that if you're on the pursuit of happiness, as Will Smith was in a movie, in the pursuit of happiness, what are the things that I need to avoid? Because क्या करना शायद लोगों से सुनते हैं, क्या नहीं करना. I might sound a bit on the negative side, why are you talking what not to do? But maybe coming from you, somebody who's practiced it and living it for last 3 decades and more, what are the pitfalls that somebody should avoid, or rather I should not even look at that direction, because not all experiences are worth enjoying or worth taking?
You know, Hemadri, first do what you have to do. What you don't have to do will automatically fall out.
Amazing. What an answer this is. Amazing answer, because if I focus on what I need to do, I don't really need to get on to what I have to avoid.
I don't need, exactly. And what may be good for you may not be good for me. So for me, I need to avoid X. For you, you need to have X.
True.
So हर एक की लाइफ अलग है, हर एक की लाइफ के एक्सपीरियंसेस अलग है, हर एक की कंडीशनिंग अलग है, संस्कार अलग है. जो आपको भाता है वो मेरे लिए no, this is not something I can't do. So what you and your life requires is what you will know when you start on this path. So जो करना है उसको करो.
सही है.
So other things will automatically fall off.
Yeah, because possibly, we all might be traveling together, but then, like I always tell my wife, she's there on the screen, Sarita, that you are many births ahead of me. I still will have to take many janma to reach where you are, because the journey of your soul has already crossed many lives.
No, my dear boy, Himadri, you have no idea where each one's soul is. We just see from people's physical appearance or the way people talk and the way people behave or whatever react. Soul journey kiski kya hai pata bhi nahi chalega, because you don't know where your soul is first and foremost. It's again the metaphysical thing that I'm talking about. We don't know. हर एक की journey अलग है, and do not compare yourself with anyone.
That is the key to being happy. Comparison, kind of puts us off key, takes us off track, and then that is one sure way to be unhappy. Yes.
Yeah. In my class, when there are so many students, jab wo last ko when I do the healing, here I can't do, if I'm doing it virtual, I can't do the healing process. But in the class when the healing is done and all that, some people have actually experienced. I've seen this and I had to get that kundalini down. Uski kundalini ekdam rise hoke, that girl was literally, going, vibrating so hard. The kundalini went up to her heart and she was feeling that love. It was literally vibrating. So the other people who were there must have felt कि अरे इसको ये होता है, मेरे को कैसे कुछ नहीं होता है. So I have to tell them, if these things happen to anybody, that doesn't mean she is higher and you are not. I'll tell you, I'll confess this. In so many years of my journey, so many processes I've done, अनगिनत. मुझे कभी भी उस process के time पे कभी कुछ नहीं हुआ है. I've never experienced it. I always wonder लोगों के experience जब share करते हैं, इसको ये हुआ, उसको वो. I'd one day asked my master, Dadashu ji, that ऐसा कैसा कि इतने processes करने के बावजूद मुझे कभी कुछ भी experience नहीं होता है during that time. So he told me that how do you know what they're experiencing is really what they're experiencing or they are making it up? That's one. Right. Secondly, from the time you started your spiritual journey till now, how much of the transformation has happened to you? I said phenomenal. I mean, I can't even put a scale to it. It's the way what I was 30 years ago and what I'm now is a completely different human being. So it seems for me, what matters is your transformation, not the experiences that you get.
Right. So, Smita ji, one more. I'm sorry.
Please keep asking. I'm enjoying the session.
I'm
really enjoying.
Which might possibly you might have an answer. Whatever we do in life, for example, I need to build a better physique. I would work out, and my muscles over a period of time, they start getting up into shape. First, they need to break, and then they join again, and that's how the strength increases. Do I also, if at all I need to get into chakra dhyan, to get into a more bit of spiritual experiences, does that also happen with discipline? Do I need to get into a specific protocol of doing it at the same time, same place? Or maybe I do it when I feel I'm ready to do it or I'm happy doing it?
According to me, my personal thing, of course, meditation best done is in the morning, right? But if you don't have time in the morning, you can do it any time of the day, provided you do it. Like I've been doing my chakra dhyana for so many years. I don't get time in the morning. The way of working was such that sometimes I have to travel and all these kind of things. I couldn't get time every time, the same time and same place. वो नहीं होता था. What I understand is whatever you call that divine or that God or whatever, when you're connecting to yourself, is you're connecting to your own divinity. जहां पे भाव है ना, वहां पे ईश्वर है. डिविनिटी वही है जहां पे भाव है.
ब्यूटीफुल.
तो भक्ति का मार्ग, भक्ति लोग करते हैं जो आजकल के ये हमारे संत जो है, वी गॉट दिस होल हिस्ट्री ऑफ सच सेंट्स. वी गॉट कबीर, संत मीराबाई, सूरदास, हजारों है. महाराष्ट्र में भी कितने सारे संत है. वो सारे भक्ति के मार्ग से ही संत बने हैं. दे हैव नो नॉलेज.
Absolutely.
They were not educated.
True.
Nothing. Absolutely. They were potters and miners and these kind of people. जहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं था उनके पास, सिर्फ भक्ति. So ईश्वर को, अगर divinity को, आपको भी, हमको भी, we are also a part of the divine, right? We moved away and we have forgotten about it. That's a different story. But if we are going closer, we are going closer to the divine. So divine को सिर्फ एक ही भाषा समझ में आती है, वो है प्रेम,
Right.
which is our true self,
True.
which we have forgotten. So this whole thing is just getting you back to that true self.
True.
Bas.
Now there are a few questions that have come up. Audience also has a couple of questions. The ones who are with us live, if you have any questions, you can put them up. There is a question which is, of course, a very basic one for you. Is Chakra Dhyan same as Reiki? It is not, but then possibly.
No, I'll tell you why. I'm a grandmaster in Reiki, so I can speak about it. I've done my pranic also. I've done n number of things. Forget about it. But for Reiki, for giving the Reiki healing, they always in the classes also they must have told you we've opened your chakras.
Right.
It is not possible for somebody else unless you're a master like Dada Shriji or any master, any guru who can open your chakras. Chakras somebody else cannot open. It is your own working on the chakras. So you need the chakras opened and aligned to give Reiki healing. Reiki doesn't teach you about chakras. Reiki only uses the chakras for healing. So if you have the knowledge of the chakras, and if you're a Reiki practitioner, you are definitely 10 edges above any other practitioner who has not done his chakras.
Okay.
Pranic also.
Okay.
They use the chakras. They use the chakra colors. They clean the chakras for whatever the illnesses are, whatever problems they have.
Okay. A very interesting question asked twice by one of our attendees here. People don't find it difficult to love themselves, but then possibly they try to love a part of themselves. Maybe I look good, my hairstyle is good, or I'm a great author, or write this kind of a stuff. This question from one of our attendees, Megha. Megha says, how to learn oneself.
Exactly. So what happens is we are only connecting to the physical part of ours.
Yes.
मैं एक writer हूँ, ये हूँ, वो हूँ, singer हूँ, वो part जो physical, materialistic part of our lives. But we've never touched our being.
Right.
That's where spirituality comes in. That's exactly what I've been saying, that you go towards yourself, go to your own astitva. Go to your self, your divine self, your sacred self. By all these things, that is the metaphysical thing again, the sacred self, the divine self. You can't see it. But the closer you go to it, that is only love. That is your pure nature. लेकिन उसके नजदीक ही नहीं गए हैं आप, आपको मालूम कैसे पड़ेगा? Being a singer, being a dancer, you're a tall, dark doctor, जो भी है, that all is going to remain over here.
Right.
All that is going to remain over here. So that is not what I'm telling you to get in touch with. What you are, who you are, your status, your education, qualifications, all that, I'm not talking of. I'm talking of your being, your own astitva, जिसको बोलते हैं. Your true self. And that is in your core, in your insides, which that little journey you have to do. Do that journey from the mind to the heart. It's all in the heart. It's an 18-inch journey from the mind to the heart. That is your journey.
Okay. I've got almost no time, but if you permit, I'd like to put.
I have no problem.
Okay. There's a question from somebody who is joining us from Baku, and somebody from that country wants us to have this question put up to you. This is Mr. Anand Menon, and Anand Menon. He's not in Baku. He's very much in India. He says, how would spirituality and leadership go together? And I'm corrected. Baku is where he is. Sorry. how would leadership and spirituality go together?
I just did a talk about leadership with spirituality. Now, leadership is your external manifestation. But if your inner self is not rectified and corrected, you cannot be an external leader at all. First, you be a leader within. Control your own self, control your own emotions. वो सब आप पहले उसके ऊपर काबू रखो तो आप लीडर बाहर बन सकते हो. It is not possible the other way around. No way. People will see through you. People will be able to sense your vibes. It doesn't work. I'm sorry to say this, but if anybody is here from the corporates always have this management, time management, stress management, falana management, which is all a mind game.
It is.
That is why up till now, they have not had real great breakthroughs because it is all mind related. One mind is talking to the other mind. Come towards the heart and let one heart talk to the other. You will see the difference. And that's where the leadership comes in. Not by saying, ye karo, wo karo, give 1,000 things to do, play games on leadership things and all those things which corporate usually does. That is not working.
So leadership would happen only when there is love. Love first for yourself and then for the other being.
No, not only love. Correct yourself from inside. Center yourself from inside.
Right.
You are completely distorted. You don't know where the hell you are. Where are you in this entire body? Tell me. Where are you? Where is your astitva in this entire body? इसको छूने की कभी कोशिश की है? उसके नजदीक जाने की कोशिश की है? वो क्या है उसको find out करने की कोशिश की है?
Amazing. Absolutely beautiful. This has been a very spectacular interaction, possibly one of the best interactions we had ever since we launched Youth Talks last month. And I'm sure the people here would actually agree with what I'm saying, because this is the first time we have promoted these wonderful ladies and women as panelists. Normally it's me and the speaker, and that's just about it. Aishwarya has been with us for a long time. She herself is a metaphysical healing coach, and she speaks a lot on spiritual.
Wow.
Young girl doing great work.
So one thing I would like to ask Aishwarya, do you whatever I spoke was a contribution to you, or did you learn something, or you kya laga aapko?
First of all, ma'am, Atma Namaste and Charan Sparsh.
Oh,
I'm
Baba.
abundantly grateful to Himadri sir and to you for letting me be a part of this, enlightening panelist session. I actually did have a question and I was waiting for the last to take this opportunity.
Go
So
ahead.
when you were talking about answering the questions Himadri sir was putting up, and I must say, sir, your questions are so enlightening.
Fantastic
They
question.
really helped me brainstorm. Yes, sir. So at that point of time, ma'am, I remember a quote by Albert Einstein, who has quoted that, not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. So
Perfect.
I had this question in my mind that since we are learning about the metaphysics, which is a study of universe, which is a study of knowledge, which is a study of existence. So I had this question that since we have discussed that we are divided in materialistic nature, and we are divided in the divinity of our body, mind and soul's journey, how do we measure our spiritual success? We have many parameters to measure our materialistic success, but how do we actually measure our spiritual success as to how our soul is progressing and how we are able to activate the upper 3 chakras of our body? So, that was one of the questions.
Chakra meditation is the only meditation which increases your spiritual consciousness levels. And not because I'm teaching it, it has come from Vedic sciences, and my masters have told me this. Only chakra dhyana uplifts your spiritual consciousness level. Only chakra dhyana strengthens your aura. So these are the things only chakra dhyana does. No amount of japa tapa will strengthen your aura. Your immunity, because the thymus gland, which is there near your heart chakra, thymus gland, the tapping of the thymus gland increases your immunity. So all these things are only happen with the chakra. Now, we cannot, because it is metaphysical, you can't quantify आपका कितना progress spiritually हो गया है. आपका spiritual progress आपके behavior से पता चलता है, ये आपको खुद को मालूम पड़ता है. You know, I have shifted. A particular incident, suppose somebody, something is a trigger, like this person says this, so if I see this person's face, I just lose my mind. When there is a shift, you see this person And you wonder, I didn't feel anything. There's no charge. What happened? So then you know, something has shifted because there's no more charge about this particular incident in my life. So ये आपको खुद को पता चलता है, आपकी परत खुल जाती है, धीरे धीरे आप ही को पता चलता है कि आपकी कितनी प्रोग्रेस हुई है. And then your aura, like people will come to you like magnets. People just get attracted to you for no rhyme or reason. People just start believing in you. No, Aishwarya, please, you tell me because I have full faith in you. You guide me because I have full faith in you. Why they have faith, God alone knows. But because you have probably changed, your aura has changed. So only you can quantify your own spiritual growth. I've told you the ways to do that, but quantification, metaphysical, my dear girl.
Absolutely beautiful.
Very articulate.
Aishwarya, thanks a lot for asking that question. You know, it always pays to trust the young ones these days. And somebody.
Oh, I love talking to the youth. They have some different energy only. Maza aata hai, bahut maza aata hai.
She radiates from her face. Also, it's very visible.
Yes.
There's a question which you know has come up twice from Megha, and this question is very direct. She says, "When people hate others, does that mean they dislike themselves?"
To an extent, I would say yes. Because if you love yourself, you cannot hate somebody. It's not possible. So there is something inside you. See, everything in life that you go through, every experience you go through, every human being that you meet is a reflection of your inner world. Nothing happens unless it is not a reflection of your inner world. So if there is someone who hates you or you hate somebody, there is something that you have to correct from within. Why? And if this happens constantly, like there are certain incidences in a life which are a pattern, which keep on happening. So you have to stop and ask, ye mere saath kyun ho raha hai? You ask and you shall receive. Maybe you will not receive an answer just now. Maybe after 2-3 days, ऐसे ही कोई book खोलोगे उसमें आपका answer होगा. Yeah, listening to one lecture like this, you will get an answer why this is happening. But keep that question in your mind. ये मेरे साथ बार-बार क्यों होता है? Why do I meet people who hate me? Why do I hate so many people? You will get an answer. Unless it is something inside you. There is, with this person who's asked this question, there is a problem with the Muladhara Chakra is what I can gather. I can't see her face here. With the Muladhara Chakra.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll get her to join us. Megha. Okay, Megha, are you with us? Okay.
It is basically because there is something which has happened in her life whereby she's facing these kind of people. The experiences of her life, conditioning जो भी है, इसके लिए हो रहा है. She has to only correct herself. You can only correct yourself. You can't correct the other. You can't change the other. You can only change yourself. So there is something deep within her which is bothering her, whereby she's getting these kind of experiences. If she does the Chakradhana, her lower 3 chakras will be corrected, her Muladhara, whereby she will feel much better if she does it.
So Megha, you've got the answer from somebody who doesn't call her the master, but then the master is answering your question, and I'm sure you would want to, you know, follow what Smitaji just, you know, guided you to do. Smitaji, I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long.
No, if you have any more, you can ask. I'm really enjoying the session.
So there is one question from me. I'm doing a session tomorrow morning on the science of Yajna, Havan, and how each of us can, you know, kind of do that in our homes to take care of our physical, the internal, and the external well-being. What is your take on Yajna or Havan?
I have got on my YouTube, which I tell everyone, like Chakradhana and Om Prabhu Shanti Havan. आप लिख लीजिए, वो भूल जाएंगे वरना. ओम प्रभु शांति हवन. इसका वीडियो जरूर देखो, because अभी आपको वो सारी सामग्री and all that नहीं मिलेगा.
जी.
But whenever this thing opens up and you, I mean, again, besides the Chakradhana, Om Prabhu Shanti Havan, again, I've been doing for 32 years.
Awesome.
I have been traveling with it because that's a part of my life. I didn't mention it now because the lockdown में नहीं मिलेगा तो again you मायूस हो जाएंगे. But since you have started this topic, see, fire is a very important element of a life. When the Big Bang happened, it started with the fire. That was the first element which happened on planet Earth. Again, fire goes against the law of gravity. वो ऊपर जाती है.
Right.
Correct? So
Right.
it is believed in our mythology that fire is the one which takes our prayers up to the divine. ऐसी मानता है. But there is a very scientific explanation of how it purifies the atmosphere around. It doesn't pollute, because the combination of ghee, cow का ghee, वो जो समीधा होती है, वो मैंगो स्टिक्स होती हैं, and kapoor, ये तीनों का combination is a combination which is very, very good for the atmosphere.
Okay.
And I will send you the mail on this havan. Again, scientifically, these doctors have proved as scientifically how havan is very good for you to do. I've got it on my mail. I'll send the mail to you. You can probably give these people, if you have their mail IDs, so they can read it.
Sure. I'll share your.
There is a huge. Sorry. There's a huge scientific explanation of how havan helps you in your own being, in your own self.
Okay.
I can't. Hello. Somebody's asking something?
No, there's somebody else who was.
Mic muted me. Anahita.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Okay. There are a few questions which I'll, if you permit me, the last couple of questions that have come up. I think first mute all.
Yeah, I had posted.
Okay. Anahita Jahanbaksh, you have a question. So possibly you can ask the question to Smita ji. Anahita?
Can you hear me?
You can.
Hello?
Yes, tell me.
Yeah. Ma'am, I myself am a Reiki practitioner. I have been into this some 10, 12 years back, and I have stopped doing Reiki. There is something that stops me from getting back to meditation, getting back to Reiki, getting back to these chakra healing. And I know there is a lot of negativity around me and within me, because my mind is constantly clouded with negative emotions. How do you attract that satisfaction and peace in life?
I've lost her again. I've lost her.
We lost the last bit of your question, Anahita. Okay, so that question she is already.
Okay, fine. So how do you attract that peace and satisfaction in life back? How do you start from, and where do you start from?
Can I just see your face? Just can you lower your then just see your face? Yeah. From your face now, I am feeling from your face. Can you just mute your mic? Then I can talk to you, because I can hear it all over the sun.
I've done that.
Yeah. So Anahita, looking at you, I feel you have attracted some kind of an energy inside you, is what I feel. So when such a thing happens, I tell you, there are only two things that really work if you have attracted something. Is you have to force yourself to do the chakra dhyana, and if you can do the havan at this time, because that clears out all the negativity around you. You see the Om Prabhu Shanti Havan ka wo pura video dekho, and whatever you can do, you do. In these times, at least keep a candle and start chanting, because fire, it removes all the negativity around you. Very effective for all these kind of things. And do the chakra dhyana. I can't hear you. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Anu, you have gone mute.
Yeah, we Zoroastrians actually worship fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're fire worshippers. Every religion worships fire in some form or the other.
Right. And I've been doing the pyramid thing, but it's not the continuity that binds me. You know, I do it once, I leave it for months. It's like that.
So no, there is something you have to do because this particular energy is stopping you from doing something.
Correct. I can feel that.
Right. So you have to do the Havan somehow or the other, because that clears out the this, and fight this thing. You have to fight this energy and do the Chakradhyana.
Yes.
You have to fight this energy.
Yeah.
Havan will help you immensely in this. So
I will definitely do it.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you so
you will be in my prayers, Anaita. I will pray for you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Anu, for asking that question.
Thank you, Himad.
Anaita has been a very popular actor and performer herself. She's
Oh, wow.
so
And there is one more surprise for you. He would just say a hi right now.
we have got that who you are going to put us up to.
Wow.
All right.
Oh my God. How are you? Please come closer to the camera. I want to see your face properly.
How are you,
Oh my God. Darshan, तुम क्या कर रहे हो यहाँ पे यार?
I and Anu, we are here in lockdown with Anu's mother.
Okay.
And
I would request you to do is maybe we can have one more session with you, but we'd also want to do the workshop with you.
Sure. Whoever wants to do the board that is free and the chakra workshop, you let me know. I need at least about 15 people.
Sure.
15 to 20 people. So not more than that, because then I can't attend to each one. Questions होते हैं ना, तो answer करना बहुत हो जाता है. You just get scattered. But at least the least is 15 to 20 people who want to attend. Even for both को 10 लोग भी हो, 15 लोग हो, and that is free. So take these opportunities in life. You know, don't let these opportunities go.
Absolutely. I took one to have you with us this evening, and I'm so glad that you agreed to come onto this platform where we are trying to help people come to a different realization about who they are, and this has been a spectacular evening.
You know, what attracted me was that you said the youth. I love to talk to the youth. Though I'm very old, but I love talking to the old youth.
Relevant, actually. Well, ma'am, thank you so much for sparing such a wonderful time of yours with us. So much of interactions. I think, Nimisha, you raised your hand. You want to say something? No. Okay. So, so much of wonderful interaction. So many questions answered, but this is just, I'm sure, a tip of the iceberg. So you've gotten us asking for more, and with that, commitment to you that we'll come back to you to seek more. I thank you once again for this evening, for blessing all of us with your knowledge, with the wisdom of what you've experienced over the last 3 decades, and look forward to having you with us once again. And thanks a lot, all the ladies who joined us as panelists, the ones who have put up your questions. And I'm sure there are many questions that we are not getting time this evening to answer, but trust me, we'll request Smitaji to come back again, and then you can have your questions answered through it directly. Once again, on behalf of everyone at the talks, our family, all our attendees, thank you once again, Smitaji. Look forward to meeting you once again sometime soon. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a
love you all. Love you all. Thank you, Himadri.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
And see you, everyone, in the morning for the session on Havan. It's going to be taken by a cardiac surgeon who has been an ex-senior registrar at the King John's College in London. He has been one of the pioneers of CABG in India, Dr. Anil Jha. He'll be taking us on a beautiful journey of how Havan can reinvigorate our lives. Thank you so much. See you sometime on this session with Smitaji again, and see you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. with Dr. Jha on Havan. Thank you, everyone. Have a great.
Thank you.
Thank you.